What are some of your major accomplishments since you became a politician?
Tax credits for the movie industry, incentivizing a $1 billion industry in the state of Michigan. Also, maternity leave and equal rights in the workplace for pregnant women. Before what happened, you had a situation in the city of Detroit where pregnant women were not able to have maternity leave. They actually were not able to receive that as part of a ruling, and so we got to make sure that that would not happen or never take place. They weren't able to get light duty, in the workplace. So you had pregnant women who were literally putting on vests and trying to hide their pregnancy because they weren't able to get light duty and continue to keep working because they were pregnant. They immediately had to leave and they weren't able to get maternity leave. I thought it was wrong. I thought it was despicable. And we fixed that and we added equality in the workplace, which is what I'm all about.
Okay, you're a man of principle in an unprincipled time. What is that like?
Being a man of principle it's hard, it's lonely. You know, there's times when you're walking into the caucus room or when you're talking to certain people, you're going to face resistance. You're going to face rejection. Sometimes it's lonely. It's hard being the only person to vote no on certain issues, but your principles are what guide you. I think someone said your values are what describe the core of your soul. And so that's really what I truly believe in my heart is that as a man, I was elected not just because I wanted to serve the people, but also because I share the people's values and principles. And so I want to stand on them. I want to fight for them. I want to die for them.
How has the Flint water crisis affected your trust of the state government?
Well, the Flint water crisis, it changed everything. I mean, I don't think I've ever been more frustrated, more angry, and quite frankly, a little bit more embarrassed of how we have really treated this situation. This is just me personally. I don't understand how it is that we can treat African Americans this sort of way. It really is like the state just quite frankly doesn't give a damn about black people. And the governor doesn't and the Republicans don't. And I think it's absolutely absurd and outrageous that we haven't provided more money in order to fix the pipes, that we haven't provided more money to make sure there's no lead in the water, that we haven't provided more money to make sure these children who are neurologically damaged for life, to make sure that they don't have the proper services necessary, that we haven't provided more money to make sure they have the best education available to them, and that we are sitting on $611 million of a budget surplus sitting in the rainy day fund, and we're not using it. Well, it's pouring in Flint, and we're not using it. I think it's disgraceful. I think it's despicable. And I personally think Governor Snyder should go to jail for what he's done.
How do you think your father would feel in response to this Flint water crisis?
Wow, I couldn't tell you. Well, first of all, I think he would, if he rose from the dead, I think, he'd be cussing everybody out. And, there'd probably be some furniture moving around. My father was here. I can only imagine, what he would say and how he would say it. But I do realize that in all seriousness, that I just think there would be a level of anger, a level of frustration that he would channel, that he would share with the community. And I really feel that, my father was a fighter and someone that stood up for the people. And that's really what motivates me to serve. And really one of the reasons why I got in office in the first place was because I saw what he did and I saw the incredible legacy that he left behind. And it motivated me to try to carry it forward for the next generation.
How do you think he would feel about you following his footsteps?
Man, I don't know. Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, Saunders. Hopefully he'd be proud, because that's really what I want to do. I want to honor him. I want to make him proud. I also want to serve my constituency to the best of my ability. But hopefully that I say that he can look back at my career and the decisions that I made and the body of my career, and he can look at me and say that he was proud, that he did it the right way, and that whenever I'm sitting, the fact that if my name is ever mentioned in the same breath as his when my career is over, that I'm sitting at a table of giants, of sons of Detroit, and he can say that he would say that I belong there.
Okay. What made you become a politician?
What made me become a politician was that I wanted to serve the people, man. I remember that I was applying for a job not too long ago. And I walked in as a radio station. I walked in And I walked in. As I walked to the radio station, I saw my father's picture on the wall, and everybody was shaking my hand.